Okay, now if we go back to our mockups, we'll see that we actually have a few other pieces that we need to make our review complete. We have 3 different types of ratings. We have funness, giftability, and weirdness, and we can use the 5-star module to create these fields. And we also need some way to connect this review over to the product. And again, we'll use the entity reference module for that. Now, there are several different ways to reference one node or entity from another entity, but the one that will give us a good amount of flexibility and is also supported now and will be supported in the future is the entity references module. Now, there are several modules that will establish a connection between 2 pieces of content, including the references module. But if we load that up in the browser, I'm going to open up a new tab and type in Drupal references. And I'll click on this first entry here, references. You see the first line says, please consider using entity reference on fresh Drupal 7 projects. And it explains that one of the reasons to do this is because in Drupal 8, entity references will be part of Drupal core. So we actually want to go over to entity reference. Now, as you can see, this module actually depends on a couple of other modules in order to run properly, Entity API and CTools. And this is one other place where Drush really stands out as being able to save time. If we try to install this with Drush, it will tell us that we have some dependent modules that also need to be downloaded and enabled, and it will go through that whole process for us without us having to download and install those modules manually. If we were going to do this through the update manager or by downloading, unpacking, and moving over to the module folder, then we would have to do each one of these modules independently. On this screen, you can see the list of modules that you need in order to support entity reference and how you can do that through any of the module installation means. But just like before, I'm going to use Drush. Okay, so now if you go to your modules page, you should see entity reference enabled. I'm going to filter out here by entity. And you see entity reference is checked and we're good to go. Just a quick note that entity reference comes with this entity reference behavior example, but we can leave that unchecked.